Hello all, very happy new year to all those who are viewing my video. And in this lecture series I'm going to start stress strain deformation of solids. Actually it is a strength of material subject. So this unit, which is entirely deals about the stress and the strain which has been seen whenever the load has been act over the solid, or whenever the load act over some beam. So what kind of the stress and the deformation will taken place? So regarding this topic in detail we will see in one by one. Okay, so here this subject is entirely deals about the study of effect of the external force which has been act over the materials, and we're going to study about the materials behavior and how the material will resist the deformation, and because of the force whether there is a shape and the sizes of the various structures which has been designed, how far it was deformed. Okay, so in this way we will see in detail, right? So the stiffness may be defined as that is an ability of the material to withstand the high impact load without major deformation. So here we are going to study about the stiffness of the particular material. Okay, so whenever the load has been act over the material, how far it has been withstand. Okay, the main property of the stiffness, it should be it shouldn't undergo any kind of major deformation, and the ability to withstand the load, that is what you call that stiffness. In general, stiffness means ability to withstand the load without deformation. Okay, and when you take about the rigid body means generally we know that it is a solid body and it is an it can able to withstand the high impact load. It doesn't move anywhere. That is what you call that rigid body. Here the rigid body consists of innumerable particles if the distance between any two of the particles remains constant. It is known as solid body. Okay, so this is what you call that rigid body. And deformable solids, deformable solids means it can undergo some deformation whenever a small load act over the solid. Because of the load there may be some deformation will be there. Okay, so that is what you call that rigid body and deformable solids. And the major topic of this unit is stress and the strain of the deformation. Here stress is nothing but whenever the external force which has act over the body, because of that there is some resistive force has been induced. That is what you call that stress. So if you're going to calculate about the stress, we just need to take the amount of load act over the body with respect to the particular area. That is what you call that stress. Okay, so here the stress which is equal to load per unit area or force per unit area, that is what you call that stress. Okay, and strain means whenever the body is subjected to external force, there is some change in dimension of the body. Okay, whenever a body is subjected to the external force, there is some change in dimension of the body. So that change in dimension, which is what you call that strain. That is, strain is equal to change in length divided by original length. That is the what you call that strain. Okay, stress means if the load act over per unit area. Okay, that is what you call that stress. That resistive force is what you call that stress. Okay, and here there are the types of stresses are there. The first one, which is what you call the tensile stress. Following that we having a compressive stress, and again the third one is called shear stress. Okay, and types of strains such as tensile strain and compressive strain, following that shear strain. So these are the basic types of stresses, and these are the basic types of strains which has been seen, which we are going to study in this strength of material subject.